we get out, because they're upset because we over there. The Middle East don't like America.
Julie, do you think we got stuck in Iraq?
No.
I mean, do you think Americans are stuck in Iraq? We got stuck in Iraq.
Well, I don't know for sure, but I don't think so.
Okay, so how can we get out of Iraq?
I think we just should put our troops and bring them home, and I think things will get better when we get out.
What about Iraqis? Now everybody's saying if we pulled out of Iraq today, you know, and I'm sure Matt, you know this, and we can talk about it. A lot of people are saying if we pull out of Iraq today, it really definitely is going to be a civil war.
No, I think if we get out, they will get through there because they do not want us over there. They feel like we're occupied, and they do not want us over there.
You've been watching Al Jazeera, Julie.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Another thing, I was going to ask you, what do you think about the video cameras in the police cars here in Wichita, Kansas?
The video camera, what at?
In the police cars here in Wichita, Kansas.
I love it. I don't think they have it, by the way. They don't have cameras in the Wichita police cars.
No, we do not. And Norman Williams do not want them. He haven't asked for them. And he keep on coming up with excuses that we don't have the money. We want $125,000 to put video cameras in 20 cars, and they saying we don't have the money. We do not have them in Wichita, Kansas. And all we asked is for 20 cameras in the Wichita for a pilot program, and they're saying they don't have the money.
We don't have the money, but we have a lot of money to build a lot of prisons in Wichita.
And we do not need all those prisons, because a lot of those people in prison should not even be in there. If you ever not, they will arrest you for nothing. And they do not want the video cameras to show. If they have video cameras, maybe they won't have so many people in prison.
We'll see what Matt is going to be our next mayor. So Matt, come on, you're going to make it.
If we vote you in as our next mayor, our city council, will you vote for video cameras in the police cars?
You bet, Julie. Not only I'll take that a step further, I think we need to have investigations into racial profiling.
That's true.
Our founding fathers set up our government to where that the government should be afraid of its people, but anymore our people need to be afraid of our government.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that right?
True. Well, anyway, that's what I wanted to know. I mean, I tell you, I hope you do right, because all we asked for is a pilot program to put 20 cameras in the police car. We have got 9,000 signatures. We have went to all the city council meetings, and they do not want them because they said the police chief do not want them. That's what Paul Gray, he said, well, reason we don't want because the police chief do not want them.
Right. Hey, Terry, Julie, I did have Chief Williams on my show about 2 months ago. I wish you would have called the show.
Yeah, I didn't see it. If he was on there, I would have called because Paul Gray told it. He said, well, we don't support it because the police chief don't want them.
Right. Well, Julie, the police chief doesn't elect Paul Gray. We elect Paul Gray, and that's what we need to keep reminding Paul Gray.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Julie. I got Terry. Good evening.
Hi, Bill.
How are you, sir?
Okay, I had just a touch base with the grassroots of the trouble in Lebanon. This actually sprung from Hamas's victory in the election in Palestine. It shook all Western powers and Israel up. They immediately tried to choke off Palestine economically, physically. They did air raids and everything due to the Democratic win rather than give them a chance. In the meantime, shortly after, Israel realized that Hamas, over the past 10 or 15 years of peace along the border, has been winning the hearts and souls of the Arabs where they live, okay? And when they have the hearts and souls, they kind of become a little more of a threat each day. And for a long time they've had a war plan to destroy Israel. They plan, Palestine, Lebanon, they plan these things. And about a week before they attacked Lebanon, on a Security Council they had an issue condemning Israel for what they're doing in Palestine. And we, the United States, vetoed that, as we have about 65 vetoes over the past 50 years in favor of Israel, okay? That was a sign from us for Israel to go ahead and wipe out poor, weak Lebanon. You know, they don't stand a chance against Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the green light from us, and the only provocation was a capture of 2 soldiers, either, I don't know how, but this has happened along hostile borders for years, with no apparent negotiations, no notice, they launched an all-out immediate attack. And there weren't any rockets going into Israel or anything from Lebanon before Israel attacked, you know. So it is virtually an unprovoked attack by Israel with almost everything it has on a weak, relatively unarmed, democratic country, which Hamas has some representatives in the government and stuff, you know.
You know, Terry, what would happen, do you think, if we have really, truly a true election in Egypt